Hello, this is Kathleen with the World Economic Federation. Today we are going to talk about the proof of work layer that could give Federation members increased mobility to improve their families' lives. In today's society, some have convinced themselves that the economics of working class subjugation and control are compatible with democratic ideals. To many others, this is simply the nature of capitalism. What we see as capitalism today is not capitalism, however. It is crony capitalism that is built on control over the Federal Reserve, which hands money to the oligarchy, who rather than trickle it down, dangles it overhead while tossing pennies to the working class. Younger generations who have suffered under this model of cronyism have come to associate capitalism with it. The economic system that we live under has successfully disguised the rigging of the system as a necessary feature of the system. While the myth of capitalism continues to promise the possibility of financial success to anyone who is good enough to get it, that success comes down not to inherent ability, but to access. If a 1%er wanted to address the climate crisis, hunger, and poverty, they could. The reason there is no meaningful action towards that end is because our system is built on control of the working class through carrots they will never catch up to, the myth that anybody can make it in America. When people begin to figure out what is really going on, that a broken education system, student debt, and high housing costs means they will never be able to get ahead, then the crony capitalists must make sure that they get enough money to their politicians to pass legislation to prevent organization, living wages, and benefits. This lack of resources traps people in economies where they are subject to market-controlling middlemen, such as in the meatpacking industry, which denies the local community living wages and therefore the resources to have savings and be able to be economically mobile for work. So are you free if you are dependent on a local economy that does not let you grow and improve, or to move to a place of hope, freedom, and security? That does not sound free to us. If the state you are stuck living in seeks to grow that government into a fascist dystopia where, and I quote, woke goes to die, and attempts to create laws that persecute 1 in 5 members of the younger generations, the Federation stands with you. If they do not want the Federation to do business in their borders, that does not preclude using the credit funding system to begin moving people out of that state as part of the Federation Humanitarian Services Program. Just as we wish to aid Ukrainians in their removing themselves from Russia's fascist overreach through jobs, health care, UBI, and compassion, we will seek to do the same for the LGBTQ+ and all targets of fascist othering, trapped in places that seek to do them harm. The Federation economic system is a platform that helps us work together to solve humanity's largest problems in a timely fashion. We have zero interest in engaging in culture war nonsense when there is real work to do, such as addressing the climate crisis, creating living wages, eliminating poverty, fixing health care, and protecting the innocent from persecution against the rise of a fascist oligarchy that has run out of ideas and is trying to seize absolute power before people figure it out, as they tried through multiple avenues on January 6, 2021, and any day that ends in Y in Florida. Sadly, because of certain states being overtly hostile to business, even to the point of breaking long-term contracts with companies in retaliation for being woke, we will not be able to operate in all states. That does not mean that those people should be denied access to Federation services. So, in time, any person or family who wishes to leave their state for their safety, be it due to current laws or simply current trends, will have access to the Federation Humanitarian Services as political refugees. In that, they will have access to priority training to join the humanitarian services if they wish to help others fleeing from persecution find their way to safety. If not, they would have assistance from the system in training and job placement if they want it. Education is a human right. Freedom is a human right. My husband once swore to uphold and defend the Constitution from all enemies, foreign and domestic. Currently, many domestic enemies of the Constitution maintain protection under law, and my husband is no longer in uniform due to disability. If he could still serve, he would have to deal with the cognitive dissonance of having to give the fascists at home gentler treatment than the ones he could be fighting abroad. His intent is still to uphold his oath. He just has to defend the Constitution by economic means, by destroying the power base of those enemies, both foreign and domestic, which is fossil fuel economics. The Federation is designed to fight the good fight on behalf of all Americans, and indeed all citizens of the world, to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. Any state or company who denies services due to race, religion, creed, sexuality, or sexual or gender identity, who does not ensure justice, tranquility, protection, well-being, and liberty for all, is not a part of the Federation network, and is therefore subject to the losing end of the healthy economic competition we aim to provide. If our leaders in the 1% refuse to provide for and protect all those for whom they are in some way responsible, insisting that the health of our society is not the job of government, and if corporate America cannot be bothered either, then the Federation volunteers to dedicate itself to that role in society, and to leave no one behind where we are allowed to operate by the decisions of the 99%. If we have not improved the life of someone who wants to participate, that just means we do not yet have the resources to do so, and we have more work to do. But should you ever hear a leader of the Federation say that it is not our responsibility to look out for the welfare of a people who wish to live equitably as part of the Federation's economic system, that would be grounds for investigation and potential dismissal, so that position can be held by someone with vision and integrity. If you don't like what the Federation stands for, you don't have to participate in it. If there are not enough people interested in the Federation, it does not happen. Unlike others, we will not impose our view of the world on others. We simply want to demonstrate that there is a better way, rather than yell at someone that there is. If Florida does not want companies that treat people with respect and dignity and expects that of others, there are still plenty of other states and literally a whole world of people that could benefit from Federation economics. Floridians can choose to continue to pay taxes so that they can continue their culture wars, if that is more important to them. We have enough to do as it is, without trying to insert ourselves where we are not welcome. But that said, if people wish to go where they and we are welcome, we aim to have a program for that very purpose, where the Federation will help you move if you are under state-sponsored threat. We believe that people should be free to move away from the communities that oppress them and their families, whether that applies to nations or states that threaten minority groups and human rights, or economic systems that keep people from achieving the best lives for their families. If you also believe in this freedom of mobility, please like, comment, and subscribe. In the next video, we will cover some of the specifics of that aspect of the Federation humanitarian services, on how it can make people safer, not just in war and natural disasters, but in their day-to-day life. So please join us next time, where we get more into the specifics of how the Federation can make capitalism compassionate.